Hello, today we are going to talk about top amazing places you should really visit in Spain, but before starting, subscribe to the channel if you didn't subscribe yet, and if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Let's go. Santiago de Compostela, home to a spectacular medieval old town. Spain's many vast Gothic cathedrals are a testament to the country's long-held Christian traditions. Perhaps the most spellbinding is the vast one at Santiago de Compostela, the magnificent capital of northwest Spain's Galicia region, which is famous for the culmination of the Camino de Santiago pilgrimage route, as well as just wandering around its historic alleys and architecture. Its cathedral is a must-see attraction. It's a huge building smothered in Baroque swirls, statues and stalagmites. Possibly the most remarkable vista is the western facade, which forms the main entrance, accessed by a magnificent quadruple flight of stairs. Tarragona, a pretty port city famous for its Roman ruins. Tarragona is around an hour outside of Barcelona by either car or train, and only a few minutes away from Reus Airport. This architectural city was once the capital of the Roman Empire in Spain. Today, it's a place that is brimming with history and culture, crowned by Mediterranean blue skies and surrounded by beautiful beaches. The amphitheater of Tarragona is right by the sea, and there's something very unique and amazing about the location. As you walk around the amphitheater, directly behind you would be parts of Tarraco, which are one of Catalonia's 9 wonders of UNESCO sites and heritage. The Great Mosque of Cordoba, a universal symbol of Moorish heritage in Spain, and one of history's most extraordinary works of art, awaits you in Cordoba. Come and admire this architectural jewel, a unique space made up of forms, light, columns and colors, where you will feel all the splendor of ancient Al-Andalus. In the heart of Andalusia, in the historic old town of Cordoba, the Mezquita, or Great Mosque, stands majestically, proud of its history. Come and discover this incredible monument. It is not just the symbol of a city, but also a designated World Heritage Site. Its beauty, nobility and perfection make this one of the most impressive works of art in the world. Playa del Silencio, one of the most beautiful beaches in Spain. The utter picturesque beauty, that is Playa del Silencio in Asturias, a region in northwest Spain, is well worth a visit. The clear waters seem to reflect the sky at all times of day, and the smooth curve of the cliffside makes for some perfect photos. In English, Playa del Silencio translates as Beach of Silence, which is an apt name for this peaceful place. You can get to the Playa del Silencio from the village of Costañares. It's a long walk, if you choose to walk rather than going by car, but it's worth it. The coastline of Toledo is a unique one, with high cliffs and stunning islets that are spectacular. Picos de Europa, some of Europe's most spectacular mountain scenery. Spain's natural scenery, from the sandy coastline to the vast plains, is constantly surprising, but the lofty peaks of the Picos de Europa mountain ranges are without doubt the most spectacular, and easily one of the most beautiful places to visit in Spain. Craggy mountain peaks, verdant valleys and raging rivers combine to make this chunk of northern Spain perfect hiking and adventure territory. Whitewater rafting and snowshoeing are particular favorites. There's heaps of wildlife too, including the endangered Cantabrian brown bear and wolves. Costa Brava, Catalonia's cosmopolitan coastline. In Costa Brava, you can spend your holiday exploring 200 kilometers of absolutely stunning coastline. Along the rugged coastline of Costa Brava, you can easily explore the pretty cosmopolitan resorts, the emerald green coves and brilliant beaches, as well as the numerous protected reserves and parks, such as Cap de Creus Natural Park. There are also protected wetland areas and marine reserves. The ruins at Empúries are also a well-visited tourist location, as well as the 3 medieval villages, Pals, Paradoleta, and Allestret. Toledo, an ancient and magnificent city set on a hill. Located in central Spain, Toledo is a city that was declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO back in 1986. This city holds an extensive amount of cultural heritage and is known as the Imperial City for having been the main location of the court of Charles V, the Holy Roman Emperor. There are several historical sites that draw in visitors, including the Castillo de San Servando, the medieval castle near the banks of the Tagus River, and the Infantry Academy. This particular castle still stands proud, and was named a national monument in 1874. It began its life as a monastery before it was later occupied by Knights Templar. San Sebastian is a small but sophisticated city with golden sands and pure blue oceans. This city has an allure, from its stunning dining scene to its amazing architecture to the luscious beaches that frame the city. This location is undeniably one of the world's premier food destinations. If you're looking for one of the most beautiful places in Spain to try pincho, which are the Basque version of tapas, you're in the right place when you visit San Sebastian. The Balearic Islands, the beautiful and popular resort islands. In the east of Spain, the four largest Balearic Islands, Ibiza, Mallorca, and Menorca, draw tourists from across the world. Of these four islands, Ibiza is perhaps the most popular tourist location, particularly for young adults looking for a new kind of nightlife to discover. Although these islands are typically overrun with summer tourists, there are still many unspoilt places to visit, and they actually hold a fair bit of history, dating as far back as the story of shipwrecked Greek Boeotians. The white villages that dot the rugged hillsides in central Andalusia seem to almost defy gravity in places. Formerly farming villages, many fell into disrepair as the younger generation headed to the cities in search of work. Now locals and overseas visitors alike have rediscovered their charm, and the narrow streets, whitewashed houses, pretty old churches and flower-strewn squares have been restored. Particularly lovely villages include Grazalema, Viger de la Frontera and Arcos de la Frontera. Segovia, the stunning UNESCO-listed historic city. Segovia is a historic city located northwest of Madrid which has an incredible architectural legacy, including medieval walls, Romanesque churches, an ancient royal palace and a Gothic cathedral. Romans ruled Spain for over 700 years, and there are reminders of their presence all over the country. Perhaps the most remarkable is the wonderfully preserved aqueduct in this beautiful city. It was used by the ancient Romans to bring water to the city. A double-height set of graceful arches, it's 2,950 feet long, and it's held together just by the weight of gravity on the carefully carved blocks that comprise it. Guggenheim Museum. Designed by Canadian-American architect Frank Gehry, the Guggenheim Museum Bilbao building represents a magnificent example of the most groundbreaking 20th-century architecture. With 24,000 square meters, the museum represents an architectural landmark of audacious configuration and innovating design, providing a seductive backdrop for the art exhibited in it. Together, Gehry's design creates a spectacular sculpture-like structure, perfectly integrated within Bilbao's urban pattern and its surrounding area. Seville, one of Spain's most beautiful and romantic cities. The majestic capital of the Andalusia region, Seville is stuffed with beautiful sights, fantastic flamenco dancing, excellent bars, shops and restaurants, and is wonderfully atmospheric. One of the city's standout attractions is the spectacular Plaza de España. Designed by local architect Aníbal González for the great 1929 Ibero-American exhibition that was held in the city and virtually bankrupted it. It's a feast of ornate colorful towers and colonnades decorated with tiles and motifs. At its center, there's a huge fountain and canals on which visitors can float along on hired pedalos. It's such a striking place that it often features in movies, most notably Star Wars Episode II, Attack of the Clones. Valencia, a stunning mix of traditional and modern architecture. A wonderful port city on Spain's southeastern coast, this is a very livable city blessed with balmy temperatures and thriving cultural, eating and nightlife scenes. It's also known for its awe-inspiring city of arts and sciences. Spain has its share of outstanding historical architecture, but it's also looking firmly towards the future for many of its building projects of more recent years. Barcelona, the fun modernist Catalonia capital. The proud capital of the Catalonia region, Barcelona has heaps to offer its many besotted visitors, great nightlife, shopping and beaches. But it's the phantasmagoric buildings created by legendary architect Gaudí that are arguably the biggest stars of the show. The still unfinished La Sagrada Familia with its amorphous spindly towers and oddly shaped buttresses and roof is the most visited of his creations. Although his residential buildings like the Casa Mia are also wonderful, as are his more playful statues and benches in the popular Park Güell. That's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell us in the comments which places you liked most. Also, if you had visited any of those places or similar ones. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.